Hey, good morning, vets. How you guys doing today? So, in this video, I want to talk about facts versus feelings and a little bit about attitude. Okay. So, lately, I've been getting a lot of comments on the lives that we've done where we may be talking about one being 100% and some of the benefits that we get from being 100%. And there are veterans out there who seem to think that our road, well, some of our roads, were just a straight line to 100%. That is solely not true. Definitely not true at all. Okay, there's a lot of zigzags and a lot of turns in order to get at least where I am today. All right, but I want to talk facts versus feelings, and I know that there's a lot of feelings from a lot of veterans, especially those who have served a lot of tours, and they may be 50%, 60%, 70%, and they may hear about a veteran who never even got out of boot camp who's 100%. And they're frustrated and they're venting their frustrations on YouTube, coming at me like, man, this not fair. The VA ain't this and that. And how they gonna give this lazy person this? And I'm only got this, and it's not right. Trust me, myself and many other veterans watching this video understand your frustration. We do. We know what it's like to put in a claim, your claim gets denied, and then years later, they give you that same thing that you just applied for 5 years earlier. Nothing changed. Not one thing changed. They still used the same medical evidence, and then it was granted. And you're like, well, what was the difference? The difference was you filed a new claim versus that old claim. They didn't want to pay all that money. Sometimes that is the difference. Okay? But when it comes to facts versus feelings, you need facts, ladies and gentlemen. You need your time that was in service, what happened to you in service, your buddies who saw what happened to you in service, witnesses, something other than just your word. They're never going to take your word. You need to show that what happened to you happened, and you have medical evidence to back up what happened to you. You have this doctor, this specialist, or this psychiatrist, and this other follow-up from the CMP that shows the same thing. That's how you win your claim. Just expressing what I feel, that's fine that you feel that way, but they're never going to just take how you feel. If they went by how veterans feel, everybody would get the max. Everybody. Because that's what we feel. But they don't go off feelings, they go off facts. If you got a secondary condition that was caused by your primary condition and you have a doctor, you got x-rays, MRIs, or whatever else you need to show a nexus between that and your secondary condition, your primary and your secondary, okay, then you have facts. But just saying, well, I feel because my leg hurts, it's connected to my right arm, but you got nothing that shows that. You just going off what you feel. They're never going to take your word. They're never going to go by just your feelings. Okay? And when you're writing something, ladies and gentlemen, attitude matters. You can go in and be mad. You can write a letter cussing out everybody at the VA. You know what they do with those letters? And I'm telling you, somebody who's been there. You know what they do with those letters? You know what they do with those statements? As soon as you go, you sorry, lazy SOBs, delete, and go on and move on to whatever else they got. Is it anything here that connects them to this? There isn't? Okay. Write up a nice little letter using whatever code, process it, send it to the supervisor. The supervisor looks it over, checks it off. There you go. That's how that works. That's not a secret. That's how that works. Okay? But if you get in, and I'm not saying to humble yourself to the point where you're begging, but be respectable. You can say things without being disrespectful to a lot of people and just let people know where you're coming from. All right? But attitude has a lot to do with it as well. Who wants to help someone every time they see them, they getting cussed out by them? They don't. If you ever wonder why when you get on the phone and you call that 800 number, it takes some people a minute to 2 minutes to get somebody, but it may take you 10 to 15 minutes. That's because you've been signaled, you've been checked off as somebody who's going to be a problem. They already know what your attitude is going to be when you answer the phone. That's why it takes so long. But if you go to people and you show respect for yourself and to them, things are going to happen a lot quicker for you. Same way with Social Security. You cannot call people and just cuss them out or get in the comment section, cuss out people, and then they turn around and ask a question for help. Who wants to help you at that point? Who wants to deal with you at that point? You've already started the first 3 or 4 sentences. You sorry, SOB, yada, 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 yada. And then at the end, so do you think I could get this claim if I give them this and this and this? Who's going to respond to that? Who? So all I'm saying is, man, make sure you have facts when you file a claim. Get your facts in order. If you're not sure and you're close to a CMP office, take what you have and go see a veteran service officer. Or if you're using one of the service organizations, take what you have and go see one of the service organizations. Ask them, hey, this is what I'm getting ready to file. Is this enough? They're going to tell you the truth. If you're getting ready to do something with your doctor that you need your doctor to fill out, like aid in attendance. Before I did anything, you know what I did? I went to the doctor. I said, doctor, this is what I'm getting ready to do. Because I knew they're going to send the doctor that form. The doctor's got to fill out that form. The doctor's going to tell you right then and there, yes, I think you need this, and I would gladly fill this form out for you. But if they go, no, I don't think you need that. I think you need to be more assertive and yada, yada, yada. And then some of you guys are like, okay, well, I'll just go get an independent doctor to fill it out. Cool, you can do that. But if that CMP examiner doesn't agree with that independent doctor that you haven't been seeing, they're not going to take their word for it. They're going to think that you just paid somebody to say da 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 da. You got to show evidence. You got to be consistent, right? If throughout your medical history you have complained about a bad back, that you have need help with your back, and it's documented for years, and now they finally got an MRI to show you've been having these problems for years, that shows a level of consistency. But if you mention it one time 20 years ago, and here we are moving forward, and now you mention it again, well, I told the doctor about it. There's only one statement where you told the doctor about it 20 years ago. How consistent is that? How bad is your problem that you mentioned it 20 years ago and you just not mentioning it today? That's what I'm trying to express to a lot of you guys who talk about your feelings. You can have all the feelings you want. The VA is never going to take your word for it. What they want to see is something tangible that they can say, okay, this veteran said this, but what evidence does the veteran have to back up what they're saying? Do they have doctors, MRI specialists, psychiatrists, whoever? You need evidence. And attitude. Last thing on attitude, guys. Last thing on attitude. If you change your attitude when you go to your appointments, when you're talking to them on the phone, watch how much more smoothly things go versus you being an a-hole online, on the phone, on telehealth, in person. Pay attention to what I'm saying. If you go in and change your entire demeanor, you will see you move faster in the line. You will see people pick up the phone quicker. You will see more people are willing to help you than they are you being an asshole. If you're an asshole to people, people most of the time are going to express that same sentiment back to you. They may not swear at you the way you're swearing at them, but they can make things for you a lot harder. I could take your file or take you in that line that you're supposed to be in for that 1 o'clock appointment and make your ass sit there till about 2:30. That's the kind of power they have. When you get online and you cuss these people out because your claim ain't moving as fast as you want, no problem. We're gonna just go ahead and stick this delay that you need something that you've already sent in. We're just gonna say we're gonna wait another 60 days, add another 60 days on top of your claim to make you wait longer, to make you even more frustrated. You gotta remember, you're dealing with human beings. Human beings can be just as vengeful by your attitude. So as you sit there and you express how you don't like the people at the VA and you want to cuss out everybody, no worries. No worries. Because we know how to make things harder for you. Or you're supposed to get this money? Okay, well, it's going to be another 60 to 80 days before you get this money, or 120 days before you get this money. Think about these things, ladies and gentlemen, before you get online and you cuss somebody out, or you call them SOBs and all this kind of stuff. You ain't hurting nobody but yourself. That's the only person you hurting. You ain't hurting them. They going to get paid regardless. They going to go home to their family regardless. You're the one in need. Think about that when you're filing for Social Security or when you're filing for the VA benefits. The better your attitude is, the more help people will offer you. You'll get people trying to help you when you didn't even ask for it. Because that's how much they respect you, because you respect them and their position. Just going in, being mad all the time, raising hell all the time, you will see things that you should have got years ago, you're just now getting now, is because why? Attitude. Attitude. A lot of y'all don't want to hear that. A lot of y'all like watching videos where guys just cuss out the VA. They vent their frustration and you feel great about it. Cool. Sounds good. You feel great for about an hour. Then reality set in. Well, hell, I still ain't got my money yet. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting on them to make a decision because you just called them and cussed them out. And they're going to just keep pushing it further out. I'm telling you this because it's facts. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So that's it for this video. Hey, I appreciate everybody watching as always. And until the next time, guys, I'm out of here. Peace. Enjoy the rest of your day.